What's up, y'all? It's Jam and Sam, and today we're going to restore the Earth from Lufia and the Fortress of Doom. This is a new game, and it comes to us from a new commissioner, Donut360. And yeah, this is, let's get started. Ooh, I have two things in here. I want to move one of those. Okay, so let's check out our Midi. Now, this game was one of the most, it was one of the most incompatible conversion, as far as conversion goes. This is the most incompatible game I've ever seen, because let me find my MIDI. The MIDI would not work in, or the song would not work in BGM trans. It would not really work in anything except SPC2 MIDI. So there is no DLS file. There is no, and all the tempo is wrong. It's just a mess. But fortunately, this is it's a pretty simple composition, so it won't be as difficult as, say, the Castle and Fortress from Yoshi's Island was. It's a pretty simple thing, and as you can see, it repeats many times. It's because in SPC2 MIDI, you just have to give it a certain amount of time that it runs for, and then it outputs the file for that long. The grid absolutely does not line up. The BPM is like 23, which is like ridiculously slow. I can guarantee you this is not in 23 BPM. But let's play the real song in Kuroneko. It would be a while since we used Kuroneko. Let's hear it. Cool. So that's about how it goes before it loops. I did forget to grab one file, which is that flute sound. But I know it's part of the sound canvas. I just don't have the higher quality equivalent. So we use the sound canvas as a placeholder. We use the sound canvas as a placeholder for now, and then I'll go get it later. But I have all the rest of the instruments, and so we'll start with this brass section. Well, actually, I want to start by trimming this down to basically just one iteration of the song. And so this is basically where it repeats. And if we zoom in here, we can see that this final note is the exact split. So I'm going to select none for my grid. And it would be about right here. Yeah, that ought to do it. And then we're going to make this unique. This will make it as its own pattern. So we have literally just right here is where it stops, which is what we want. And so I want to try to see if I can just stretch this thing out. First, I want to take I want to sample the tempo from the original song by playing it back, and then I'm going to tap. I'm going to use the tap feature to tap the tempo on my keyboard. Let's see. Okay, so it's pretty solidly 114. So now we just need to stretch this thing out to match. So we can, and since this is a pretty simple composition, I don't estimate this will be too hard. So let's go try to stretch it out a bit first and then zoom out. Let's see how much this thing calls for. And of course, this has like a lot of drift. All the Super Nintendo games, well, most of them did. Donkey Kong Country most of the time didn't have this drift thingy. I don't know how, it's something to do with the game engine. Every game had a different most games had a different engine. Or a lot of them did. Donkey Kong Country definitely had its own engine. So I want to change my grid to be a step here so I can match everything. And so this was I'm going to say that this is like, because this is clearly like a bar. It's like another measure. So let's go to at least here. Oh, it's going to take the, I have to remove the temp, I have to remove the tempo automation. Okay, now I can set it to 114. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I have to mute out the other stuff, too. Wow, so that's not even close. So I'm gonna say maybe there's like 2 bars right here. There we go. Oh, that's pretty exact right there. Look at that. It's almost completely fitting in there. You got a little drift here. Let's see. Okay, so really we just have to move this. Actually, the drift is not too bad on this one. And you can see, so we have to, there's some 2 notes between here, so we have to like change the, let's see, how much is, okay, yeah, that's good. Now I just want to quantize this, and then we might have some things getting incorrectly quantized. Like this, for example, is like, wait, this length, but the lengths are not bad. I want to make sure that the lengths are correct, and also that the times are correct. And really, we can just, because I'm pretty sure this soundtrack didn't, or this one, it's a pretty simple soundtrack, and it didn't have any, like, custom length notes that I could see from the beginning. And it looks like everything is quantized correctly, so this might not be too difficult. Let me just check again for, looks like all the notes were full length here. Well, there are some exceptions. Actually, I think all of these are just kind of like the same amount of shorter. Like there's no... Okay, so that means we want to shorten them a little bit. So like by, let's see, what is this, a quarter of a step? Wow, that's even smaller. It's like if we go to none, it's like the smallest increment you can get. So really, we just want to take this and Control A to select it all, and then just move this back the smallest increment that it can go. Okay, and then this flute here is going to be the sound that I don't have yet, but I'm going to use the sound canvas for this. And how does this keep going back? Oh, because I have the automation over here too. Automations can be really annoying sometimes. Okay, and if we solo that line in the original, let's see. I've got bubble tea today. Okay, so pretty straightforward. This is a brass section. And it's, I have a feeling they used the sound canvas originally, but we found the equivalent on the Roland brass section disc. So this is trumpets section 3. And so all this high stuff up here is going to be the flute, or whatever it is, the ocarina. It's a different flute patch. But if we copy this, and then we go find first empty and call this melody, and then we paste this here. Cool. Also made that pretty loud. Oh wait, we have a note that's like the wrong length. I heard it. Ah, yes, here we go. Let's change this. There we go. Very nice. Okay. And so the tuning is off here, but it's not off objectively. Actually, this soundtrack is like the entire song is off pitch. It's like an in-between note. It's like flat 50 cents. So the thing we're gonna do is I'm just gonna turn, because they're all probably gonna be off by the same basic amount. So if I turn this down 50 cents, I think this knob is less sensitive. That sounds right. So now everything should be off by basically the same amount. So it's gonna, that should affect everything, ideally. Now, let's go check out what we have. Let's check out this ocarina, or whatever it is. It was some kind of ocarina, or like recorder or something. I think it was like an actual flute. Okay, so so on the sound canvas, let's make it 150% volume. Turn off the reverb. And then we'll go to pipe. I think it was a I remember I matched this. Not the recorder. I think it was an ocarina. Yep, there it is. And so, oh, that might actually be tough to find on the discs, because I don't think the discs really carry things like that. Like, it wouldn't be in the orchestral winds because it's not an orchestra. I don't know if it would be in anything ethnic. We might just have to end up using the sound canvas for that, because I don't know that it exists anywhere else. But either way, we'll get to that later. Let's call this Ocarina. And then let's go and grab our notes for this. And then let's go paste this to the ocarina over here. I think it goes down an octave. Very nice. Lovely. Nice. Okay, so that's that for that channel. Let's see, do we have any volume movement? Just the changes among the instruments. Okay. Now let's go on to our next thing. This is not panned, right? No. Center. Front and center. Okay, so that needs to be stretched, but this is our this is an E piano. Okay, so we'll stretch this out, and fortunately, the last one, that first instrument sort of blazed a trail, so we know basically how far it should be stretched. And now it's like pretty much outlining itself. Okay, and all the notes are like, oh, I see there's like some internal drift here. So if we, all the notes are the same length, so if we just quantize like this, it should work. And I think we'll probably want to make the same adjustment to the lengths as we did before. Yeah. I remember I used to do this in the Donkey Kong Country series, like just change the note lengths because it made it sound more like the SNES. Because it has to stop. Like it has to have a rest before going to a new note. It calculates, that's how it calculates things, I guess, in the SNES. Cool, so we can shut that off now. I've got it in my head, and then let's copy this, and we will find first empty and call this arpeggios. And then this is another contact instrument. We're getting this from the Roland keyboards of the 60s and 70s. Or Roland keyboard instruments, really. It exists on both the CDs. So, yeah, that's there, and then we'll go and paste this. Did I not copy that? Weird. Oh, wait, maybe I copied it from the thing. Yes, okay. That's way too high. Control down, down. There we go. And let's turn that down a bit. Very nice. Okay, and this starts out, like it starts out being in the right channel for some reason, and then it immediately shifts to the left. So let's copy that automation. And let's go into contact and assign a MIDI automation knob to the panning here. And then we'll go to current project, generators, contact, and then we'll paste that there. And did that first part yet? Okay, there it is. It just, wow, it actually disappears. Crazy. And that should be the right tuning, right? Ooh, it's actually a little bit off. So quiet. Why is it so quiet? Ooh. So I guess some of these are off by different amounts. Let's shift this up a bit. Oh wait, this way I have to go down the other way because that's right, it was the other way. I think it's still a little off. That sounds about right. I'm gonna have to tune those more precisely later. Okay. You are amazing, bro. Thank you for your job. You're welcome, Ackerman. Thanks for coming to the stream. Welcome. Glad you enjoy the music. All right. So that's sounding good. Let's move on. And there's no changes in volume. That's good. Ooh, forgot to stretch this one. And there's no, like, vibrato change. There's no, like, pitch changes, is there? Just check our vibrato. Okay, nothing. Okay, so this is our bass, I do believe. Let's go ahead and play that. Sorry, I'm here. Sorry, I'm late. Welcome, Donut360. This is the commissioner here. No worries, we're just getting started. So here's the amount that we'll stretch this out like this. This is so quiet. Why is it so quiet like that? I wish I could raise up the volume. Maybe I can. Oh, look, here's DSP volume. You guys won't be able to see this. But let's go to sound and see. I'm going to go into my computer sound and see if I can turn up Hero and Echo. Your options. It's on max volume already, which is wild. It's so quiet. So yeah, that'll do like that. Okay, so we've got this all thought out, and then set this to be a step. I do believe a step will do it. Yes. Okay, now let's Control Q. And then is there any repetitions here? Not really. But then let's also Control A, and then select none on our grid. Okay, that's enough of that. And let's cut this. And then let's go back to Contact. Where we will add in our bass patches. Actually, it's 2 bass patches layered on top of each other. You have one that's making the actual bass tone, and one that's like a mute, because it's like a muted bass. Let's see, 3. I want to hear the mute more though. Ooh, that's loud though. Let's turn this down. Oh, this is like the wrong octave too. There we go. Beautiful. And it's peaking at right about 6. Yeah, that's good. Now let's check the tuning. Very nice. Sounds on pitch to me. Very good. Very nice. Now, no volume changes. No panning changes. No pitch movement of any kind. No. Okay, so this is going along nicely. And it's not really repetitive. It goes all the way down there. Oh wait, that's wait a second. Did I cut that from the original one? Okay, there we go. Well, no, I don't want to cut that. Let's cut it and take it to our own its own pattern. Let's call this bass. And then I'll put it back in the pattern too at the other channel because I want that to stay there just for reference. But that's sounding good. I like that. Very nice. There it is. Yes. So, let's move on now to the harmonies. So we have 3 string sections. And this is not your usual string section because there's like an attack on it. It's like a velo. It's like a very strong. Whoa, did I change something? I feel like I thought I saw something change. Probably not. Yeah, nothing. Everything looks in order. So there's a string section here, and we're gonna do 3 of these because I think they all have. No, wait, they actually don't have different. We have to stretch all these out too. Well, 2 of them have independent panning. So let's go and stretch this out. We'll take them one channel at a time. Okay, cool. And these are all like chords, so they don't really change a lot. We'll set this snap to a beat. And then do like that. And then we'll set the snap to none. And just put them back like once, like one. Okay, so let's copy this now and let's go find first empty, call this strings. And then let's add this into contact. And now we have, let's add our strings patch. So this string, just like the bass, this one comes in 2 parts. We have the attack of the string and the sustained of the string. It's 2 combined patches. And so these, I'm going to set this to be played by channel 4. Very nice. I think it's too loud though. Well, let's check on that. Particularly the tuning. And why is this attack is taking so long? It's like such a slow attack. Oh, because it's a low. I used I stretched out the samples for this because this one didn't sound great. This attack, so it sounds a little weird, but I think it sounds worse with the attack there because the attack, when the sample goes down that far, it slows down the transient. And the only thing that would make it better is if we were to put up this one, use this one instead. I'm not sure if this one's any better though. Probably the same amount of strange. Now I can't reach this. Contact is sometimes such a bad sampler, man. Like I can't even bring this back up. So stupid. Okay, maybe I can get there now. I don't. Okay. Why does it make it so difficult? Okay. I'll just keep it right there. We'll see how it sounds with the full section too. Let me know how that sounds when we get the full section. Okay, so we need our panning for this, which does change a bit. It shifts at the beginning. So let's copy that, and then we'll go to the strings pattern. And then I want to assign a knob to the pan of both of these. Okay, and then we'll go to pan here, and then we'll paste that. Come paste that. Dum 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 dum. So we had that shift right in the middle of the note, which is how it sounds in the beginning. Like if we go to the actually, I don't hear that shift for some reason. I guess it isn't there. Do I? But I hear the shift on like the. Wait. I don't even hear it on the thing. Okay, so I guess it isn't there. Wait, no, it was on the E piano. I do hear it on the E piano. I hear that shift on the E piano, but I don't hear it on the. I don't hear it on the strings for some reason. So that's fine. So we'll just have it have a static tempo or a static panning, and we can remove this knob. And then it just keeps the same level right here. So that's fine. Okay, now this part, let's stretch it out just like before. This is the next string. This is the next string harmony. Set our snap to a beat. Quantize. And then we'll set it back one little increment. The smallest it can go. Okay. And then we'll copy this. Go back to our strings. And it is like two notes clustering together for some reason. So I don't know why, but that's the way it is in the original. And now we're gonna add in two more of these strings. Actually, let me save this attack as a new patch because now that we're using that sample that I muted out before that. Okay, so now we can drop two new ones in. And let's make this one play 5 as well. Let's turn them down too, because I did turn down the other ones. Okay, so now I want to get our other sound too, because this is going to be the exact same stats, except it drops out here for some reason. Let's see. That's strange. I don't think I hear that very much in the original. Definitely don't. So let's just go and stretch this one out then. And then let's quantize. Wait a second, it didn't quantize. Oh, because we have none selected, okay. Okay, and now let's go back to none. There we go. And then we'll copy this to our strings. And then we'll send that to 5 again. It's still very loud. Let's send them all to, let's make them all about 6 dB. One of those is too quiet. Yeah, that last one, that first one is like way too quiet. I think I want to hear less of the transients. Very nice. I think some of them dip out a little bit. They have like a decay on it. I think that might be the loop point. Yeah, it is the loop point. It sounds the only problem is the sustain sounds a little separated from the attack. I think I can remedy that by putting an envelope on the sustain. I just want it to sound like it's going the same way. Like it's staying the same, sustaining really well. Very nice. Now we raise it so it... And then I'm going to save this as a preset so that I can apply it to the other patch. Okay. Cool, and now I want to also rise the sustain. This one needs to come up more. Very nice. And the pan for this one. Okay, so this one is let's see, 17% right. Let's check the tuning of that. It's flatter in the game. So let's kind of turn it down. Let's try 20 cents across the board. Ooh, what? Oh, because they're all like, one is like slightly different. Okay. Wow, such a difference, 1 cent. Like it's like 100th of a note. Such a difference 100th of a note makes. That sounds about right. Flatter in the game, yes. Tuned slightly high. Wow, amazing difference. Loving it. Glad you're loving it, Donut. All right, so this is sounding great. Now let's go on to the next part, which is I think this is a crash, and it only plays. This one was a weird one because I think it's in. I think I hear it in this channel, but it's like this is all hi-hats. And the other difficult thing is like this is just like I can't do anything with this. This is just like a bunch of notes and they're all the same length. There's no separation of like snare, kick, hi-hat. Hey, I'm gonna leave that blank. Hey, I'm a huge fan of your work. Just now I saw the stream pop up on my front page. Can't wait to hear the final version of the Lufia series soundtrack. Welcome, Cool Cal. Welcome to the stream. Glad you enjoy the music. Glad to have you. Your favorite RPG? Yes, nice. Glad to be restoring your favorite RPG. All right. So yeah, I just heard those like two crashes. It's like two crash notes in there. And instead of copying that, we're just gonna like interlude them in like in the right patch because I know that I can see where this is occurring in relation to the melody. So we'll just fit that in there. And cool. So this the drums in particular were difficult to get right. Difficult to find the right sound. But I found them, and these hi-hats, it turned out, are layers of two different hi-hats, an acoustic one and a synth one, I believe. And this like sharp acoustic hi-hat, and then this one from the Roland TR-606. So, and I'm gonna have to do this by ear because these notes are just useless. They're all like pretty much the same length and they have no velocity information. So it's better if I just, and it's like they'd have no separation of like what's the bass drum and what's the snare and what's the hi-hat. So that's gonna be effectively useless. It's better if I just do this by ear. I think it's to be the first time I've ever done so. And I think what's happening here is like there's some shift. I think it's got to be velocity because I can hear it going in and out. It's like, and it's like there's some almost like there's some humanization information because it's changing quite a bit. So it's like maybe a randomization. So if we go find first empty, call this drums. And I can hear that it's like there's a it's like a 1-2. There's like basically two levels. So if we do like this, and then we go set the and then we can copy this. Sounds about right, right? Yeah, it sounds good. And the hi-hats are noticeably shorter in the game, so let's go out like that. And then let's trim the silence. Trim up the silence. I don't think we need to, I don't know if we need to trim that one because it's like already so short. Yes, that's good. This one was just really long. Very nice. Good. Very good ear. Thank you. Sorry for a question you've probably been asked 100 times, but how do you figure out which to use? Well, it's you have to really hone. It's like I've really been doing this a long time, so I've honed my ear to like listen to it. Basically just I go through all these instruments, and it's like I knew that this one was Roland because I'm like I can tell this one kind of sounds like a Roland thing. And a lot of the funny thing is, like in these '90s sounds, like a lot of them reuse the same samples, so there's not really that many to choose from. I went through a disc called Roland Drums and Cymbals, and I just pulled all the there wasn't that many hi-hats in there, and I just pulled all the hi-hats. I noticed like, hey, like I recorded this one from the game, and I was like, hey, here's the hi-hat sound from the game. And I noticed, hey, this sounds like it has a really sharp, and I also watched the spectrum here. You can see where it spikes. I noticed like, hey, this has a sharp spike like this one, but it also has a tone like a noisy tone like this one. So I figured it's probably combined like that. And I can also see it spikes at the same place here in the spectrum. There's also that spike here, which comes from right here in the other one. So I just kind of approximated it. It takes a long time. You have to go through I have to go through a lot of stuff. But it works eventually. There isn't really any info in the pulled data. Usually I check a spreadsheet called called the newer video game music sources spreadsheet or something like that. But this did not have this game in particular didn't have any information on the sheet. So I had to go from scratch, but I could tell it sounded like this like particularly like Roland, particularly like the sound canvas. So I knew kind of where to start. I was like this definitely sounds like sound canvas and like Roland. And so you do it ball by ear. That's amazing. Thank you. Yeah, I've been doing this a long time, so it's definitely paid off. Is this a single commission you are doing, or you have plans for a full album? This is a single commission, so it's only for this song currently, unless Donut has expressed interest in doing one more song. Yes, there you go. He's expressed interest in doing one more song, but we're not gonna hold him to that. We don't know. I don't know if I don't know if he wants to do it. It's up to him for the next one. We'll see. Commission him to do some Lufia 2 stuff. Ah, yes, maybe you should commission me to do some Lufia 2 stuff. All right, so this is sounding great. So so now we just need our crash. So I've identified the crash as this one right here. So here's the crash that's in the game. This one took like a really long time, or these drums took a really long time to match. But I got it, so I had to get it from the game. I pulled this sample from the game. There's like an envelope on it. It's a little bit quicker. So it doesn't ring out as much, and it uses a loop point in the game. That's why you hear that shuffling sound, that rattling sound. So if we can recreate that by doing a envelope thing. Let's see. Yeah. So it has that really sharp hit. And a nice low end too. Okay, so and then once this crash plays, the the hi-hat stops, stop to let this crash play. So we'll just put this there, and then we'll put it at the end of the pattern. And then it plays slower. Let's see, there's more of a gap between the first one. Yeah, there it goes. So that's about how it'll roll. What's up? What's up, Produce 24/7? I'm not sure if that's supposed to be produce or produce. Probably produce, because I don't know. I buy produce 24/7. There's actually a 24/7 market that has produce. So that's where my mind went. But you probably mean produce music 24/7. What's your favorite Lufia 2 track? I've heard there was like another one. The stock market. Yes. I love that. The stock market. That's amazing. It could be like the stock market, like soups. Like because you make stocks with produce as well. It's kind of funny how it's called. It can be either called a stock or like like you spelled it, or it can be called a stock like STOCK. Like how did that, like those two are basically the same thing, right? Like a stock? No. Stock is soup. So did someone somehow realize it's like, hey, if I use a bunch of stalks, I can make a stock, and it just became the same thing. It's like stalks of vegetables. That's blowing my mind right now. But okay. Let's So this is good. Let's go on to now our kicks and snares. So we have, and I'm going to do this by ear because we have no information on the MIDI is no help at all in this case. So we have a pretty simple beat here. So it seems like I'm going to keep this playing just in case there's any variations. But it seems like it's pretty straightforward. So we have this snare. Right, this is also from the Roland sound disc. We have this kick. This is called face kick, which is like I found funny. Face kick. Ah, it stops. Okay, so there's a break in there. Where was that? Okay, so it's like doom, doom, da. And what are the hi-hats doing during this time? That might be where the crash plays. It might be this little like break thing. Ah, so the kick plays under the crash. Let me hear that again. Okay, so it's like so it's like this kind of. Okay, so and the general drum beat is like so it's like in, so it's doing a common thing where it's like you make a pattern in thirds, so it's almost like triplet time or like 3/4, but then it catches itself and it shuffles back to a 4/4 beat. So we're counting in thirds here. 1 2 3 and then there's probably a snare on the 4, something like that. Okay, that's exactly right. Now, the only problem is this snare is not supposed to be that long. They really went with a lot of like short samples to save space. Like they really shortened. Okay, too many to count. Yeah, there you go. What system is this? This is the SNES. This is a SNES game right here. So that snare, in particular, I have a sound of this. Let's see. This is the one from the game. It has like a sharp roll off. So it's like, and here it's almost like a straight note. This is a gated reverb snare. So let's do. And if we shorten this here just to that part. And then we can introduce sustain. but we also want it to be shorter overall. So let's turn that out knob. That makes it too short. So let's just turn it like halfway. Less. That's perfect. Very nice. Very nice. Borat. I like Borat. Borat was funny. Anyway, let's hear this. So I feel like it's not full enough anymore. Maybe I need to... There, that's better. That's a little better. Maybe up the sustain. There we go. Cool, that sounds about right. All right, so that's pretty much the song there. Now we're going to put it together. So let's go for our melody on top. And then under that, let's have our arpeggios play, because this is a little higher. So I want it to like float above the strings. So the strings go under that. Then we have our bass. And then at the very bottom, we have our drums tying everything together. And so now, oops, I think I messed up. Let me make a slight, whoa. So sensitive, this movement. Okay, so here we have one bar. We're just going to repeat that. It pretty much just repeats through the whole song, except when we have that drum break. And what happens during this drum break? I think it's like, if we refer to the Midi, that drum break happens like... Oh, this isn't even stretched, so this is not the right location. Let's change the tempo back to 23 here. Ah, see, it happens when the ocarina comes in. And then again at the next bar after that. Or the next second bar after that. Okay, so that means we want to paint this. And I want to remember to put the tempo back to 114. Ooh, that's loud. Okay, and something is off tune here. So this is like not really... Something is off tune, out of tune there for sure. Now, let's try, I'm going to turn some of these down. Well, let's play it one at a time. That's really loud. That's also could come down a little. That's also pretty loud, but let's give everything a mixer track while we're at it, so it can be easier to sort of like change the volumes. So let's give that a separate output. Let's give the bass output, and let's send the other layer of the bass, the mute bass, the same place. And then let's create one for the strings. Give the rest of the strings the same one. Okay. And then Let's go to contact. Contact is always really complicated with its like outputting, multi-outputting. So let's send this to 3 and 4. And then let's send this one to 5 and 6. And let's send this one to 7 and 8. Okay, now let's tell contact to send each of these. This one's going to go to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think did we have 5 outs here? 4, so we only needed that one. Up to 4. Okay, so now this is going to be our strings. And now we have one knob dedicated to all the strings, so we can just... There we go. So let's call this E piano. We haven't gotten to that one yet. So let's call this bass. Cool. Okay, now what I want to do is introduce these very slowly so I can figure out what's on pitch. And I'm going to listen to the original again, too, so maybe it jumps out again. It sounds like the right pitch, right? It might not be the Ocarina, actually. Oh, it's off key. Okay. Okay, so... Definitely too high. I don't think... Is it really... Are you sure it's an octave too high? I don't think it's, like, off key. Where was it before? Definitely starts on A, so it's like it was a fifth too high. So you were half right. It's like half of an octave, a little more than that. I think that does not sound like an ocarina. It sounds more like a flute, maybe. I think it is the flute. Except it's off pitch. But yeah, that sounds like basically like the flute. I love how this composer just decided to do everything like off pitch. Might not be the flute. Maybe it's like... Might be the piccolo. Yeah, I think it's the piccolo. Yes, perfect. It sounds like it could be like a later version with more detail though. Oh no, definitely not. Maybe not. Yeah, no, that sounds bad. Very nice. Okay, cool. Let me check. I'm checking the tune now. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, now let's check the arpeggios. Sounds about right. Check on the strings. Might be a little bit off. I'm gonna check that with a, I'm gonna have to play, like, I have to play this. Actually, I could do that now. I could tune this, like, I just have to play this over the speakers because I have, like, if I'm gonna tune something from Kira Neko, I'm gonna have to use my speakers because I have an app on my phone that just detects the pitch. And then, yeah. But I'm gonna have to mute the mic so that it doesn't get into the... Actually, I forgot this thing doesn't give me micro tune information. Yeah, you would just go through the but it's I need to get a tuner on here that like plays the that shows me the numbers, shows me the synths. What I could do is record a note through record a bit through Audacity and just bring it into FL and then detect the tuning that way. Let's see. All right, I'm recording. Okay, there's a snippet of that. Now let me also, I'm gonna do this all at once. Let me also record the rest of the instruments. Okay, cool. Now, if I save that as one big file, and then bringing it into FL, I can bring it in as, let's see. Okay, so this, I can find it down to the... So now if I take a tuner to that, if I put a tuner on the master, and I can see... really wanted to play just that one note. It's about 30 cents flat. So that means, I'm gonna take this down so that I turn this back to normal. So let me hold shift and then go down to 30. Okay. Sounds good. Now the electric piano. Looks like it's running about 40. Okay. And what I have here is about 30, so that was about right. Wasn't too off. Very nice. Now the next part, bass, should be the bass. Ooh, the bass is like... So that's like straight up in between the note. It's like in between G sharp and A sharp. So let's go for the pick basses. Let's do shift and go down to 50. Okay. Now the strings. Minus 25. So everything is a little bit differently off. So I was close there. I had 20. Okay. Oh, I don't remember when that happens when this is like one off, so it has to be exact. Okay. Let's see how that sounds. Fingers crossed. Now that still sounds weird, and I'm guessing it's because of the bass. So let's see. It sounds like the bass is off. It is a little bit. Let's see. Now that'll put it basically in line with the rest of it. Let's see. It still sounds off. Okay, so let's take this a one step at a time here. We have... That one's pushing E. Let me try putting them on, like... Let me try putting them all on the same note, see what happens. Oh, wait, maybe, I think, maybe one of these, like, the notes in one of these lines are off. Never thought about that. Maybe it's, like, the straight, like, legit wrong note. Yes, this one's pushing, this one's G sharp. It's supposed to be A. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense now. Okay, so that's what was tripping us up. Now let's put this back to 50. That sounds better. Perfect. Very nice. Oh, I forgot to put the, all the... Okay, and here's where that breakdown comes in. And the ocarina sounds off, though. Let me see, first let's check and make sure the ocarina is the right scale. Yeah, it is, okay. So... Oh, this is like going up 50, like, cents. So we want this to be like 30 cents off. Okay. Perfect. Let's make that louder. No, let's not make that louder. Because it's already pushing too much. Let's put a limiter on that. There we go. That does look like pretty healthy level. Oh yeah, reverb is coming soon. Pretty much all of these are going to get reverb, but that's in the mixing phase. We haven't done mixing yet, but we're going to do it now because now that everything's in tune, it comes the mixing phase. I just need to let's loop this. And also, there's a breakdown here. Okay. Now, loop it. And then we need an ending. So what do we want for... Well, I'll do the mixing first, and then we can do an ending. That way everything really clicks together. Now let's do mixing. Oh, I still have to give the Ocarina mixer track. And then we need hi-hats. Okay. I would like to make the ocarina flute a little louder. I think it was in the original. Probably. We can make it a little louder. Okay, now let's give the crash a mixer track. Give the snare channel. I think I want to bring the E piano down And let's make sure that the kicks at 66. Yeah, there we go. But I also want the snare to hit at 6 too. And maybe turn the hi-hats down. Maybe turn the crash down, or the snare down a little bit. Let's see, at the end, I think there's also the loop. I think there's also a note missing. Let's see. Let's see, let's check the MIDI, see what might go there. So here's the loop right here. Oh, maybe, so maybe there's not a note missing. No, I feel like there isn't. I don't know. Okay, so the levels sound nice. Now let's get to mixing in the individual instruments. So this, I don't think it needs chorus because it already sounds pretty nicely stereo. I think we should just saturate it. Give it a little distortion, a little edge. And let's turn the bright. Let's EQ it a bit because it's a little bright. Let's give it a low pass because there's like some supersonic frequencies going there. Want a nice high end roll off, and then it's a little bit of an attenuation on the highs. And then there's some noise in the low end, so let's high pass it as well. Nice. Okay, now let's put this into a Midi reverb. And let's change the reverb to TSAR1R. Let's set it to 12%. Turn it to a hall, because this is like an orchestra, basically. Very nice. Are you going? Hi, welcome in Harmonic. Welcome to the stream. Yes, this is this is just a commission for the one song. I don't really have plans to do any other songs or this or other games in the series, but we'll see what we get for commission. So this sounds good. Let's check it with the original. I feel like there needs to be more reverb. This one's a heavy reverb song. Let's go to 16%. I want to be very careful not to overdo the reverb because that's something I've done in the past. Nice. There, very nice. That sounds very good. Okay, now our ocarina. Oh, the ocarina has to have some kind of an envelope on it. Oh, it already kind of does. No, wait. It's not fading out completely. So... Okay, so I can give it that envelope. No, it's still gonna sustain. As that was always the most annoying thing about the sound canvas is in order to give something an envelope, you have to use an envelope controller. So let's break out our envelope controller. But I'm probably gonna end, and this is actually a piccolo. So I'm probably gonna end up changing this later. See, how much did this commission cost? Oh, wait, what? Am I muted? Okay, no, I'm not muted. Yes, this is so commissions are $100 for one song. So if you want, and it's not every song can be done. Oh, you know this routine. You commissioned one song before. You commissioned two songs actually. I remember. Remember you commissioned something from at the game, but I can't. But I remember it was two songs. Yeah, so commissions are $100. This one cost $100. It's because it's depending on how much research goes into it. But yeah, it takes a long time to gather all the sounds, so it's like $100 is the going rate nowadays. That was it. That the whole game was being done for some reason. Ah, yeah, no, it's all good. I don't usually, if I do a full game, it's probably because there's gonna like someone's label is doing a vinyl of it. Because not really very many people do a whole, or it's like a Patreon thing. Some people are like just like giving every month, and then it's like if you give like at least like $20 every month, I can do a song like every 2 or so months. It really depends on how much you're giving, or how much you've given, but like once the total runs up, then I can like do that. But a lot of people do full games that way. It's just a thing. But if it's like a full game, then I usually it's like all convoluted and stuff. But OMG, my favorite game on SNES. Welcome, Late Night Venom. Glad this is one of your favorite games. Okay, so our controller here is we're gonna do like that. Actually, I want this should be a lot longer. This is like a pretty long decay here. So let's go back down to our melody. Then we're gonna copy this stuff. We should all go in and commission the whole soundtrack. Whatever y'all want to do, man. All right. So this is so let's link. So now we have this envelope here. Let's link this to our volume. So we'll right click the volume of the piccolo, and then we'll go articulator 1. And now every time a note is played, very nice. There you go. It fades all the way out. That's good. Okay. So now let's send this also to the reverb. And this I do want to give it a chorus. Because it is mono. That sounds good. Now let's do let's do saturation. Very nice. And let's also do an exciter, because this doesn't have that much highs. I want to bring out some of those details. Yes, there we go. Nice. And I want to attenuate some of those. really high ones. Yeah, wow, right? To this day, it has the best opening of any you're in a great adventure. Ah, yes, love that. Amazing how big the change is with the little adjustments. Yes, that saturation and exciter and the exciter is no joke, man. Okay, let's move on. I want a chorus for this one too. Let's slow it down by decreasing the LFO speed. So you can't really identify it very easily as a chorus. Very nice. So now it's got some dynamics. It's not just static. Now let's use a saturation knob. Want to be very careful not to give it distortion noises. Not to make it so buzzy. Just want to bring out those all those quiet details. Now let's get exciter. Ooh, yeah, that pop really becomes apparent. That's what we want, because it was really apparent in the SNES. Ooh, that's beautiful. Listen to that shimmer. Yes. I think it needs a little more chorus now. Not really that. Maybe just raise those a little bit. Maybe a little more chorus after. Whoa. Nice. Or maybe we just put that chorus after. No, it needs, or maybe... No, I think I liked it better when it was just like this. Ooh. I like that. Now let's give it some reverb. Let's send it to accompaniment reverb. Because I remember this, I think pretty much everything has reverb except the drums in this. Nice. Beautiful. Thank you. Yes, it is very beautiful, isn't it? Oh, lovely. That one really came alive. Now let's get our bass going. I don't think I really need chorus on this. But it does have reverb, because I remember it having that reverb sound on it. Let's just saturate it. Let's turn it down, because we gained some volume there. And then let's maybe get a little exciter in there. We don't want to do too much, because it's like a bass. And I could actually go for some chorus maybe after the fact. Yeah, that's beautiful. I like that. Give it a little more rumble at the low end. Very nice. I have goosebumps right now. Nice. Glad to hear that. All right. Now let's go for our strings. Now the strings are already pretty stereo, so we don't need any chorus. We definitely don't need any chorus. Chorus on strings that are already stereo is like really too much, because there's already so many there's like it's like bunch of it's an ensemble, so it's like if you put chorus on that, you're just gonna like blur it up too much. You want more clarity with strings. So let's go for Saturation. Actually, I might not even need saturation because very minimal saturation. Ooh, that really makes it nice. Yeah. You do want these to be pretty chill, so let's not overdo the saturation. Let's give it an exciter. Yes. It's already a lot of high end, so let's put a low pass on this because it is like really pushing a lot of high frequencies. Yeah. Let's also low pass because there's some noise down there. I mean high pass, yeah. The other one was a low pass. Oh, that's beautiful. Lovely. And there was definitely reverb on this, so let's give that some reverb. Nice. And let's make it a little darker. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Now let's go for our hi-hats. So these we're going to want to saturate. Get those nice details out of there. And I want to EQ this because it did sound like it had like, see, there's like way too many highs here. Yeah, we don't want a nice roll off after that. Let's also high pass it because there's some rumble here. And I also want a little more of this low end right here because the original hi-hat sort of had the mids raised. Yeah, there we go. Now let's get a little chorus on this. Chorus does sound nice. A little bit of chorus does go a long way on hi-hats. Yeah, it really like gives it a shine. And then of course, exciter. Nice. Beautiful. Now we gained a lot of volume from that, so let's turn it down. Okay. I think it's got a little too much chorus though. Yeah, okay, that's good. Now I don't think there's any reverb on that. Let's see. No, not really. Yeah, if there was reverb, you'd hear it like echoing out a little bit. No reverb on any of the drums, really. Okay, so... let me see. I want to say that the hi-hats... I want to say there's a little bit of a poppy envelope on it. Make them a little, both of them a little sharper. Yes, okay. Might even turn down the chorus a little bit more. Very nice. Okay, now let's go for the rest of the drums. Yeah, kick. Definitely, I don't want any chorus on that, but I definitely want an exciter, no, a saturator. Yeah, I get that pump. And now let's just make sure it stays at 6 dB. Nice. Let's raise that bass a little bit. No, I don't think we need to. I don't want it to like lose audibility in like a phone speaker. Okay. But I do think it's like has a bit too much high end for the game, although we might want that high end because that high end does add a lot of fidelity to the song. Now the snare. This could use a lot of work. I definitely want saturation first. You don't have to be shy of distorting this thing because it's already pretty well distorted. And now let's give it some chorus, light chorus. Nice. Beautiful. Now exciter. Oh wow, that really jumped up. Probably because of the distortion. Let's turn it back down. Very nice. Ooh, bubbling. Let's get that, get those crashes in here. That's gonna need some work. Let's see, first of all, it's too quiet. Let's turn it up in the channel rack. Okay, now let's saturate it. Ooh, that's sounding better already. Look at that. Nice. Now let's do a little bit of chorus since it's... No, it's already stereo. I don't want to blur it up too much. Now let's EQ this thing. There's doing a bit too much on the high end. There's some supersonic frequencies here. And some low end rumble that we want to remove. Okay. Now let's give it a little exciter. Very nice. That sounds pretty good. Too loud, though. Okay, very good. Want to hear more of the E-piano? Maybe a little less of the ocarina, or piccolo. Let's call it piccolo. The piccolo kind of has some annoying frequencies right now, I'm hearing. I also don't want to overdo the chorus. I think it just needs a little EQing. Let's turn down the strings a little. I think... Yes, I need more mids on the... That's nice. Okay, now let's get some mastering on it. Let's get a Maximus. Okay, so let's mix our bass. Bass, we need it to be peaking at between the 3 and the 6. This is pretty good. It's a little heavy, so let's turn the bass frequencies down. But it's giving a nice thump. That's really good. Now let's go to our mids. Mids have to be capped at 3. Let's turn them down there. I think that's why I was hearing like some limiter stuff going on. And that envelope is too short. Maybe there's too much piccolo there. I keep switching between too much piccolo and too little. Okay, let's go to highs. Oh, wow, too much highs. It's all those hi-hats that are making the highs. Let's cap them at 9. Okay, that's also what was like making... So this is like, let's turn those highs down on the hi-hats. And then on the brass too is making too much highs. Okay, that's still too much. Let's turn them down. But I don't want that to, I think it's mostly the hi-hats that's doing that. There we go, that ought to be better. Let's turn up the hi-hats now. I want to get that low end in there. Actually, yeah, I can see the hi-hats are making these huge peaks. And then the snare is making a little bit too many peaks too. Mostly it's the hi-hats. Wait a minute, no, that's the kick. Hold on. Yeah, that's the kick doing that. Why is the kick making so many high notes? That's what it was. Okay, now it's behaving a little bit. I'll leave the, actually, that was a good move, was turning that down. And the crashes can come down too. Okay. Oh man, stiff. Okay, that's pretty good levels. That sounds pretty good too. I think the hi-hats can come down some. And I'm just kind of adjusting, I guess. Very nice. Shaping up really well. Maybe a little more piccolo. And then I need to give put them into a drum bus. Oh, the crash did have reverb, actually. Perfect. Very nice. Nice. All right. Sounding good. Beautiful. What was this guy's name again? Forgot this guy's name. Shiono Yasunori. We're almost done. I just want to do an ending now. I think I want to end it with the like beginning, the intro tune again for a brief moment. So like da 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 dee. And then maybe to lead up to that, we'll do some of that breakdown. I want to do like some like adding of the like stacking harmonics on this one. Let me make a cut here. So it's like, wait, hold on. I wonder if I want to do anything before that. I might want to do something here. So let me make a cut here. And then let's merge these clips. And then we'll create our ending. So this is like, I want to start with, because the strings are going to be the real driver of all this. Like it's going to, so it's like, I want to start by putting one up to here. Yeah, then go like another one up with the other one. So we're doing like a, so it's like going from A minor, and it's going to 5. So then we'll choose, so we want a G sharp here, but I want to keep this one at the top. And instead of going down, let's go up. Let's build more energy. So let's go to B here. And then let's go to D here, because this will give us an E major 7. So we'll start stacking harmonics here. And then the bass, so we'll go up to G sharp diminished, and then the bass will stay on the E to establish the chord as E. And then we can go, we can even make this D go all the way up to E again. And then we can do like a huge E chord here. And the bass, so the bass is gonna stay on E. Dun 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 dun, and then I want to keep like doing sort of a dun 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 dun. So let's do. Let's do for the E piano. Let's have it climb down, maybe. I can kind of hear that. Yeah. Let's hang on this note at the end with the bass. And then let's maybe have those strings, the lead strings, do like a climb up with this. Oh wait, we also want to go to A. We want to resolve to A now. Hmm. Let's do like this climb down with the E piano. Oh wait, I have to change my snap. Da, dun, da. And then let's have it end like on this E here. Oh yeah, and we have to go down. Let's go down to A here. So let's with the strings now. See if I can see this. Da da da. Da da. So maybe. And then let's hold that note for a bit longer. And maybe let's start it out, like start the bass out doing this higher A, and then have it go down for the final note. Really drive that home. Nice. And I kind of want the bass to jump in with these arpeggios. That would be really cool. Except let's maybe have it start lower. No, it would be too well. It might be able to go to E. That's the lowest a bass guitar can go. Ooh, that's sounding good so far. Wait, what? Oh, I'm missing a step. That's why. Nice. Let's back up that energy with some drums. Let's put some energy in our drums. And let's have the hi-hats jump in there. Wait a second. No, I need the well, no, actually, they can all be like powerful. Maybe let's have some snares that are going in thirds. And then let's have it go in double thirds, like 2 every third. And then maybe let's do a kick in between there. In between every snare. Nice. Nice, I like it. Very good. That's beautiful. All right, and then oh, the piccolo. I forgot about the piccolo. Well, I think the brass section is taking over for lead there, so we don't want to overload it. Nice, I like that. All right, I feel like we need something mid-section though. Maybe we can put this down. Maybe we can have it go down. I kind of like it going up, but let's make these notes more sparse. Like, let's get some down here. Actually, let's have the middle one go down. Let's put the third down here. Nice. Nice, okay. And just to signify, I want to signify that there's an ending going on a little earlier, so let's maybe make the piccolo go through a different note. Da-da-dee. And then let's have it climb down in like third timing. Da, 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 da. No, we don't want to land on a Let's have it climb back up to A. Oh, and then like let's do Oh, but I have to do the same thing on the envelope controller too. Otherwise it won't be expressed. Okay. Let's see. This is awesome. Thank you, Donut. Glad you like it. Glad you're enjoying. Almost done here. Yeah. Da-da-dee-dum, da-doo-da-dee. Da-da-dee-da, la-doo-dee-dee-dum. Okay, one more thing. I feel like I could do I feel like I have license to do like thirds in the brass here. Yeah, there we go. That really drives it home. I love it. All right, let's play it once all the way through. I want to hear a little less brass and a little more strings. Maybe not. Oh, maybe so. There we go. All right. Well, let's call this done, and this will be on Patreon pretty much like very soon, and then the video will be out tomorrow because it takes a little while to. I have to record footage too, so that takes a while. It's yeah. All right. If I can, I might just use a long play, depending on how hard it is to get to that part of the game. Actually, I'll probably just end up using a long play, but. Yeah, this will be on Patreon very soon, and then it'll be on YouTube the next day. All right. appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you. You're amazing. Thanks so much. Glad you enjoy it, donut. All right, I have to go get a donut now. I'm hungry. That made me hungry for donuts. All right, y'all. Have a good night, and we will see you tomorrow. We'll be streaming something else. Probably writing more Pokemon music, more of the Pokemon inspired tunes, original tune. All right, y'all. So I will bid you good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night, y'all. Ciao. Peace.